sweet souls. How are you? It's your Force Fairy here. Nice to see you again. Well, it's a free-for-all Saturday, and I love this deck. It's the Oneness deck. And it has called to me. It's already speaking. Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a card of friendship, of celebration, of love, of unconditional love for oneself and those around you. And it's kind of what I'm feeling today. And that is unconditional, sort of getting to this point of really accepting and loving myself on a very deep level. So I think that's why I was called to the Oneness, because we are all one. And when I'm feeling these energies from within, I almost then connect it to, are other people feeling this way? Is this the collective energy? When I sort of just wake up and decide. And today it was deciding to detach from expectations, to detach from expecting others to hear me, see me. The ones that will, and the ones that don't, won't, right? It's almost this acceptance, right? So having said that, I love this deck. The Oneness deck is, yeah, look at that, first card out. The 10 of Cups, and feeling that oneness with the collective, feeling the oneness of those that are moving forward in line, in the direction, and with unconditional love. That no matter what fear, what scare tactics, what negative, whether it be information, whether it be fact or fiction, truths or untruths, are thrown at us in a negative form, we can pay attention to it, we can look at it and keep moving forward in this loving, unconditional love energy. And that's what I'm really feeling for the 10 of Cups. The energy, yes, the energy that crosses this is truth. What is, and my question is, for you, sweet souls, is what is your truth? Look at these colors, right? Is your life becoming more colorful? Are you seeing, as I say quite often, the wood for the trees? Are you seeing what is the miracles that are? At this time of year, this is Taurus season, and here in the north, I finally, there's still in the woods some snow, but on the lawn and in the yard, it's finally gone. And so when the snow is gone, and you see the gardens, and you see those shoots that even, kind of coming up regardless of the heaviness of the snow, they still come up, they still grow. The colors, the trees are starting to bud, the colors are starting to come back. And when I see the colors, and this is just in this part of the world, and then I imagine in warmer climates, I imagine with the colors, not just because I have quite a few birds here in the 100-acre woods, but then when I see this Ace of Swords in this deck, I imagine the colorful birds. A lot of our birds, especially the females, can very much be in the browns, the grays, and it's the males that are colorful. And that's simply because the females need to camouflage and the males need to attract, right? So when I see these colors, and I know I'm going to start seeing the crocuses come up, and the colors, the purples, the whites, the pinks of the first flowers that are up, the tulips, the yellows of the daffodils, they're all coming, and they'll come quickly. And then the beautiful tiny little, I love lily of the valley, and the lily of the valley will come next. And so all of these perennials, all of these flowers that come in order, in kind of in sequential order, And this is how I design the garden, so that there's always flowers. My mother used, and still to this day, designs her gardens along with Dad, so that she always has fresh flowers to cut, and there's always flowers in her vases from early spring right until fall, when everything starts then going through that death and rebirth. The death card, right? That's Scorpio energy, that's Scorpio season, where everything starts really going to rest for the winter. Now, your truth. I'm asking you, sweet souls, what is your truth? And is the truth that you have decided to make the decision to walk the path of love? Let's see what your higher self has to say. Yes, indeed. And do you notice that in this deck, that the Lovers, it comes from within. The Lovers card is a choice in traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. And do you choose you first, sweet souls? Is that your truth? That you've come to the realization that this pod, all of these orcas are all swimming. This is family. Orcas, I read somewhere, also do mate for life, right? So this is devotion to your partner, to your lover, devotion to, but it starts with yourself first. It starts before you make a family. If you've already made a family, devotion to that really deep spiritual love, unconditional love that you have. And is this your truth, that you're coming to a realization that you have to love you first, especially when it comes to the Lovers card, especially when it comes to a relationship? Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups, and this is a beautiful Seven of Cups of wishful thinking, of dreaming, of just kicking back. And I really look at the Seven Cups and I can read it as active imagination, really engaging in your imagination. And what do you imagine? Do you imagine a world that is negative and full of hate? And are you bombarded by these quote-unquote facts? Or do you see through the veil? Do you see the programming? Do you see that with fear, with hate, with separation, this keeps the frequencies low? And are you rising up and imagining the beauty? Look at these colors, the beauty of the world, and the world that you want to create for yourself and others. Four of Swords. This is, and in this image, I really see it as meditating. I also see these feathers. These are 4 feathers. Gifts from God, synchronicities. That which, just to let you know, your angels are following. Your angels are watching. You do have spirit guides. We're here with you. And when you quiet that mind, when you meditate, this is where you can go and make those connections. I love the fact that the swords in this deck are feathers, because that really tells me as a reader that with the swords, with communication, with information, with wisdom, you can fly when you thought you couldn't. And you can. You can, and you will. Death and rebirth, as I mentioned, as the gardens start to, we're in the spring season, and this is opposite to Scorpio season and Taurus season, when everything is coming to that rebirth, right? Again, it's a slow process. These flowers, as I talk about in the gardens, they don't pop up as soon as they die. They have to go through that winter process to arrive in the spring and then start growing again. That's what we're all moving, I feel, collectively. We're letting the fear, letting the doubt, the insecurities, the shadow. We're letting that sort of, it's a program. I keep hearing, letting that program die, letting that program go, rewriting your programming, it's like hackers, right? Hacking into your own subconscious. What have you been programmed? What is in your DNA? What has been programmed into you for generations? For me, it was long marriages. My parents celebrated 50, I think they're on their 52, their 52nd year. My grandmother and grandfather, they celebrated 50. I saw aunts and uncles celebrated 50 years. And so when my marriage didn't reach that 50 year, I really felt this, I have failed. The sense of shame and I really had to work through that programming, which isn't a bad thing. It's not a good or a bad thing. It just was. It was a part of me. There are some people that didn't have that programming of the 50 year, of the devotion, of the how serious, how important marriage is. They sort of grew up in two households. Their parents divorced when they couldn't even remember, and they always had their dad's family and stepmom, and they always had their mom's family and stepdad. And so that was part of their program. Mine was that 50 year, that sort of, I think it's called the golden anniversary, I'm not sure. And seeing many couples, whether it be my grandparents, my aunts and uncles, my own parents, reach that status, that sense of accomplishment, that we have really, through thick and thin, really what the vows are about, through sickness and health, ups and downs, we have stood by each other. We've raised our family. We now have grandchildren. Like, this was really something that I valued. And so when that tower happened in my personal life, and that tower came down that I could not control, man, did it really set the tone for me, having to go into my subconscious and reprogram. What do I value? What is it? If I still value this, what does this mean to me? Did I then marry someone who didn't have the same values? There was a lot of, and it took years. Like, it's not like it took a month or 2 months or even 10 months. It took years for me to go through this death and rebirth process. And sometimes I still feel I still am rebirthing into this 10 of Cups, the Lovers, into this unconditional love, in choosing the path of love, and really seeing my truth for what that means, why I'm here. I feel it collectively. I feel like I'm not the only one, even though I'm completely isolated in the 100-acre woods. That's why I read the cards, right? Just to kind of check in. What's the collective up to? It's funny. How you see yourself? Taking action. This is the action of swords, the Knight of Swords. And really, with that information. And again, the Knight of Swords can be seen as reckless, can be perceived as attacking, especially with some of the images of I think it's actually Scorpio's deck, where it's so fast. The energy feels so fast. It's this horizontal image of this sword, this knight, and this horse that's just going so fast. This image, I really feel that the actions you're taking, and again, as the horse is rearing, you are taking actions to climb that mountain, taking actions to rise, to go to a different frequency that's higher, based in love, not in fear, to letting all of that negativity go, to acknowledge it, to go, to look at it, to analyze it, as the Knight of Swords with the swords court cards does, but then taking action with what you've learned. Taking action to really, and I'm hearing, reprogram your subconscious. Other people see you is the Five of Pentacles. Really going through a sense of feeling loss. There could be financial loss for some of you, with loss of a job, loss of a home, loss of an income stream. There's a sense of loss financially. And I'm connecting these two, where you're taking action to still climb, to still find your way, your own way to those heights. Hope and or fear. Yeah, the Star. That's definitely a hope. This is hope for healing, hope for humanity, hope. When you have nothing, when you feel lost, left out in the cold, when you feel that you're grieving, that They can take nothing. I have nothing left. They can't take anything more. This is your star. This is you, your spark. This is hope. Hope when all seems hopeless. The banks are crashing. The job markets are crumbling. The housing market is the bubble's being burst again. Didn't we go through this already in 2008? There's a lot of what would be perceived as hopelessness with wars and battles going on. The spiritual, the psychic battles, the psyops. I mean, it's real. The psychic battles. I know they put laws in place decades ago, but there's a piece of me that says they don't follow the laws. There's lawlessness when it comes to subliminal messaging, especially on the internet. Sure, they've kind of regulated it in broadcasting, in television, but then there's the internet, which is still, as WWW, I always think of that as the wild, wild west, right? Like it's or the web, the wild, wild web. There aren't a lot of regulations going on with the web, with AI, and because of that, there's still a lot of subliminal messaging that we are fighting. That's what I call the psyops. There's a lot of psychological wars going on behind the closed doors. So it's lovely to see. It's amazing to see the star, because the star is hope. We, as a collective, still have hope. And I'm hearing hope for humanity. Potential outcome, 6 of Cups. Nostalgia, 6 of Cups. Finding your soul mate. Finding those mates that really want to ascend and are on their own. You notice the Lovers card has one single individual, not the 3 in the traditional Rider-Waite Smith deck with the angel and the male and the female figure. This is you finding love, choosing to love you first so that you then attract someone else, a soulmate even, who loves themselves first, to come together and walk, travel to the ascension, through the ascension, kind of all together to a different frequency. Now, that which you might not see, sweet souls, that which you might not see. Communication, the 8 of Wands. And I'm really feeling with these colors, loving communication, truthful communication, thoughtful communication with the 4 of Swords. Communicating with others. Communicating, whether it be through the internet, whether it be meeting up. Remember those days? As we talk about nostalgia, where you get together, you have a picnic. You potluck it, right? So everyone brings something. You're not afraid. You're not wearing the mask. You're not fearful of that which they tell you you should be fearful of. I'm not fearful of other people, because I see their star. Whenever I meet them, I see their spark, their soul. That's how I meet people. So, 10 of Cups. Let's clarify. Right there. 10 of Pentacles. Look at that. Look at that, sweet souls. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Look at that. With finding love, finding those who are on the same path, this will enrich your life in so many ways. The 10 of Pentacles is clarifying the 10 of Cups and your High Priestess. Look at this. Your intuition, your psychic self, says choose the path of love, and it will bring, when you feel rich spiritually, riches, abundance will come to you in your world, in your 3D world, because you have found it inside. This is the truth, the Ace of Swords. This is the truth. The clarifiers are telling you. Clarify, making it quite clear. Working on yourself, your higher, I'm gonna put it right above this higher self. This High Priestess is the work that you're putting into self-love, into yourself, into your own heart, is your truth. Look at this, sweet souls. I mean, the cards speak. The cards speak. And it's very clear. So the Seven of Cups, these are all different sorts of options. This is active imagination. This is your focus and foundation, is creating the loving world that based in truth that you want to see, that you want to live in. And the wheel, and jumping off that karmic wheel, learning those lessons, jumping off that wheel, and going to the next level, to the next grade. As Dolores Cannon says, that Earth is a school, and you can't skip grades. You can't go from grade 2 to college. You gotta go through grade 3, grade 4, grade 5. You gotta go through every single, and that could be in lifetimes. That could be within one lifetime. This is a karmic wheel that your higher self is saying, with these loving thoughts, with these loving dreams, with these visions that you have. And look, you've kicked your feet up. You've put in the work. Oh my goodness. Is it clear? Do you see this? Do you see this, sweet souls? I see it. That with loving thoughts, you jump off that karmic wheel and you then walk every day, wake up grateful every day, meditate every day, and live that 10 of Cups life. The 7 of Cups is clarified by the 10 of Cups, which is the first card out. So the truth is, we have 2, Ace of Swords. The truth is that with love, the work that you've put into your heart, your soul, discovering it, loving who you are, in this lifetime, but also for some of you, even through your dreams, finding out where you've been in previous lives. Putting in the work to finding your truth. Your focus and foundation is changing the way you think. Maybe it is getting off the internet. Maybe it's clicking on content creators that inspire. I have them in the description box below. Those that, and I've started noticing that some of them have gotten removed, so I have to find them again. But this is your thoughts, your dreams, and all in a loving energy. The wheel is turning. The wheel is turning, and this is a collective read. This oneness deck, this is all of us really feeling the same thing. That this is what we want. When the 10 of Cups is clarified by the 10 of Pentacles, and our focus and foundation is the 7 of Cups, which is clarified by the 10 of Cups, this is where we're moving towards. Now, in the recent past, the 4 of Swords, clarified by patience. Patience with this process. Patience with clearing your mind. Patience with finding out what works for you as far as meditation. Meditation for me is listening. Quieting the mind to listen. I have conversations with God. The prayers, like I grew up knowing my prayers, the Our Fathers, the Hail Marys, and saying them. It's very mantra-like, right? It's repetitive, and you get to know them, you learn them. But then I would secretly, like when I was, praying in church, everyone else is doing it, so I'm looking around going, okay, I gotta do the same thing. I just have conversations with God. I'm like, I'm in your house. Hi. You know me. I just want to have a conversation. And so praying for me is talking to God, and meditation is then listening for the answer, is how I look at it. Temperance, being patient with, and as I mentioned, the house of God, finding that you are the house of as I see this 4 of Wands, clarifying the 4 of Swords, you are the house. This body of yours, that's home for your soul, for this lifetime. That's home. Do you feel at home within your own body, within your own skin? I certainly hope so. I hope that you do. Because there are dark forces out there that want to tell you that you don't. That you don't feel at home in your own body. That you don't feel that this is the right body even. That's a narrative. And for you to really meditate, to quiet your mind, to really sit and seek out the answers, the truth that is who you are. to be patient with yourself, to be able to quiet your mind, to meditate, to listen to your spirit guides, your angels, to God. When you have questions, ask the question and just sit. The answer will come to you. All answers are within. And this is, moving forward, part of the death and rebirth process. Clarified by the death of hurt, 3 of Swords, hurt. The ending of this continual hurt, thoughts that hurt, fears that hurt, doubts that hurt. Hurt your heart, which is what you're working on. Beautiful. And yes, and the rebirth of your happiness with the Sun card. Do you see this? This is in the near future. That you will be living this 10 of Cups life, this Ace of Swords, Lover's life, this 7 of Cups, 10 of Cups. That you'll be listening to your higher self. And your higher self is saying, the sun is there, wakes regardless of what happens in this world. The sun comes up every morning. It is part of the natural world. And so is death. Death is part of the natural world. And it's the death of this soul suit for this lifetime when we talk about death, actual death. But your soul doesn't die. It's eternal. So having said that, action. The Knight of Swords is how you see yourself, and you are taking action to reach those heights. Yeah. The King of Pentacles, which I'm connecting to the 8, the hard work that you're putting into the 10, which is the rewards. That the King of Pentacles is a solid. Again, we're in Taurus season, so this is Taurus right here. The King of Pentacles is security, stability. The King of Pentacles is generous. The King of Pentacles is wise. The King of Pentacles knows how to materialize with hard work, but also with making these dreams come true, taking the actions required. We've got the Sun and the Moon. We have got the Sun and the Moon, sweet souls. I'm going to put them together. Look at that. What you might not know is the actions that you are taking. These are clarifiers. So you might not be aware that the actions you are taking are going to bring you to King of Pentacles status, are going to bring you to, with all the hard work that you're putting into yourself, with your inner self, it's going to show up in the outer world. As within, so without. That sounds odd. But it's as above, so below. Can we apply that to what goes on within shows up in the outside world? I don't know if that even sounds so. Without sounds like not having, sounds like the next card, which is the 5 of Pentacles. The Moon, this is divine masculine and divine feminine, which each of us have within. We have lived lifetimes as in a masculine body and a feminine body. And so with that, we can tap into both of these energies. The masculine, as we see with the King of Pentacles, takes care, protects, provides us with what we need. And the Moon, that's the mothering energy. The Moon has cycles, monthly cycles. And don't we, ladies, that's what a woman is, isn't she? A one who has monthly cycles. The fact that we even ask what a woman is a little bit going down that crazy rabbit hole. Like, why are we even asking? But I digress. You know what I truly feel. You know that I know that there's only 2 genders in the human world. Now, in other worlds, there might be others, but in this realm, in this 3D world, when it comes to humans, there's only 2. Masculine and feminine. Male and female. That doesn't mean that we don't have these energies within these soul suits that we were assigned in this lifetime. Mine, feminine. You, either masculine or feminine. You were given a masculine body, you were given a feminine body, and I want you to love that body. I want you to love it. That's what I wish for you, all of you, to love your soul suit. Now, how other people see you? The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a beautiful, and as we have that which you might not see, the Eight of Wands is the communication queen. She really has a lot of knowledge, depth, and wisdom. The Queen of Swords can sometimes be perceived as cold, perceived as detached, and she can, when it's necessary, detached from that which might not be working for her. She then turns around and analyzes, why isn't this working? That's how other people see you. And makes changes. She takes a look at things from a different perspective, which is beautiful. This is exactly what the Queen of Swords does. She takes a look at things. Why am I feeling left out? Why am I feeling lonely? What is it that's making me feel like this Five of Pentacles when really I am the Ten of Pentacles? Why am I feeling like the Five of Pentacles? Interesting. The Queen of Swords then analyzes. She assesses. She takes a look at her truth and where this truth is coming from. Is this my truth? Is this something that has been subliminally programmed into me? Taking a look at things from a different perspective, really going into that chrysalis, because I love this Hanged Man in this deck, in the Stardust deck, because it's going within, and we have the Death and Rebirth card right here, going within to really take a look and do the work as far as finding your truth. And that is the truth of you, who you are. And you are the star. Hope and or fear. This is definitely a hope. Your walls are up, I think, while you're going through this uncomfortable Hanged Man process. And having the strength to do it, having the strength to do the work, having the strength to really see who you are, to have conversations with your spirit guides, with your angels, with God, with Source, to realize and see and acknowledge, I am a spark of God. I am. And having the strength of character, to really stand up for who you are. The loving individual, the loving soul, you sweet soul, the loving soul that you are. And to find the Six of Cups, those other souls who you might have met in other lifetimes. That when you meet them in this lifetime, it's like we've always known each other. Yeah, because we have. Our souls are eternal. And making the choice. This is really taking a different direction, making plans. Yeah, to find your soul tribe with that Three of Cups. To find those who understand you, who know you, who see you, who respect you, who don't try to change your mind or project or force their thoughts, actions, opinions onto you. They accept, and even in the case where you agree to disagree, you still love each other. That's what the Three of Cups, a good friendship group, is all about. Is, yeah, we agree to disagree. We have different opinions on said subject. But that doesn't mean that we are separate and we divide. No. It just means we have different opinions. That's it. It could be from different backgrounds. It could be from the fact that you came from different parts of the world. It doesn't even matter the reasons why you agree to disagree. You agree to disagree, and that's okay. You can still have the loving relationships. Find that soul tribe. Find those people on your frequency. And I believe it's this loving frequency. And taking that, the path that a different path that you might have been on, and taking a different path, and that is the path of love, and communicating, having conversations, having these discussions, and really working with others to build this. And I'm hearing the new world, and not the one that the WEF has planned for us. Just imagine if we all just took a different route. If we all just decided that I don't want to live in fear, I don't want to live in that doubtful, have not you will own nothing and be happy kind of life, but I want to have the loving relationships. I want to know and speak the truth. I want to work with others and be patient with the process, that we are all ascending. Some of us aren't, and that's fine. Those that are ascending and living the life of love with truth and clarity, we'll find each other. We'll recognize each other. We'll see each other. Just like I see all you sweet souls. Let's get some angel numbers on this. Wrap this up. I see 3. All by itself over there. Number 3. It's on the very first page. Oh, second page. You are on the road to growth and expansion. You certainly are. The path is unfolding with perfect timing, as the Temperance card speaks on. I see 410. Let's go to 410. 410. You are being reminded to be clear about your intentions. God is always listening and will respond if your will aligns with divine law. And that's exactly what the Four of Swords not just depicts but talks about, is calming and quieting that mind so that you can listen. You can hear. You can hear the voice of God. Now, I see 810. Oh, I see 1010 right there. Let's do that timing one. Wow, yeah, you are on the cusp of something miraculous. Trust that God and angels are one and are with you now. Let's go to 810. I see 810. God is supporting you on your journey to a sense of connectedness, yes, and purpose. Absolutely. I see 329. Let's do 329. 329. You are aligned with the power and presence of Divine Mother. We talked about that with the Moon card. Know that you are loved. Absolutely. I want to do 29. I see 29. Now, any numbers that you see on my table, sweet souls, that I do not read aloud, those are personal messages for you. Get your book and take a look. If you do not have an Angel Numbers book, go to the description box below, click on the link, and grab yourself a book for all future reads. Yeah, powerful Goddess and Divine Mother energy is surrounding you. You are being enveloped in love and compassion. And when I have the 10 of Cups twice, when I have the Lovers card, when I have the 7 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, there is so much love on the table, sweet souls. Absolutely, you are. You are being enveloped in love and compassion. And I always say that with understanding comes compassion. And it's the understanding of other people's perspectives, really, as the Queen of Swords knows and understands that energy of understanding and then having compassion with that understanding. I see 332. 332. Your relationships are moving into a space of growth in order for you to feel content. Last one. I see 103. 103. Know that God sees you as a divine and worthy child of light. And that's the truth. Ace of Swords twice. And that's what I see for you, sweet souls. And I'm sure I'll see you again. Take care from your Forest Fairy. Bye for now.